Weekend edition. You may be watching this on Saturday or Sunday. We posted on Saturday morning, and there's a big difference in the air between the 2 days, too. You got the humidity and the warmth around Saturday, fuels the storms. The cold front comes in, lingering showers and pockets of rain Sunday morning, and then less humid and cooler air comes in the latter part of Sunday. Here's the big picture. I am going to get into some of the details in a second, but just to give you the idea of how it looks on a large view, you've got the cold front coming in and a wave of low pressure developing along the front. Here's why that's important. That's going to fuel perhaps those multiple rounds of showers, downpours, and keep the rain going. We need it into Sunday morning. That may impact your outdoor plans. And again, I'll show you the timing in a second. The other thing is when you get a little wave of low pressure developing on a front like this and you've got warm and humid air, it turns the winds enough. You can get damaging winds inside some of these storms, and you can get a brief spin-up tornado too. So that's a low probability, but something that we will absolutely be on guard for over the course of the Saturday storms. And then by Sunday, again, probably leftover rain in the morning, drying out in the afternoon with what ends up being more comfortable, really nice kind of cool, crisp air that comes in to start out the week. Temperatures running in the 70s Monday and Tuesday. I mentioned in pattern predictions at the beginning of this past week that looks out to the next 2 weeks that you always have to watch these stalling fronts on the eastern seaboard this time of the year because they can result in spinning up tropical systems close to the coastline. We'll be watching that front as we get to the end of the upcoming week, just so you know. Okay, again, today's high temperature is 85 to 90 for many of us. It will feel like 90 with the humidity figured in. If you go far enough north, you're behind the front. You don't have a severe weather threat in northern Vermont, but you get the cooler air. I told you I'm going to get into the details on timing here in a second, but a reminder, all through the day, today and tomorrow for that matter, we're constantly getting updated data into the app. It's a great way to follow it. I love the radar tab, and then in the lower right corner, put it to past plus future mode. It'll really help you out. And if things really turn rough and tumble, we'll be streaming. We've got our new streaming New England Weather Network, the only weather network New England's ever had. Really happy about that. But 1degreeoutside.live, right atop the home screen of our app, and on your smart TV, open up the YouTube app and do a search for the number 1 Degree Outside network. Okay, so in terms of the timing, look, you can see where a lot of the focus is, let's say through 4 p.m. today. It's really going to be in central, western New England, coming into central Mass, Merrimack Valley, right around that time, 4 to 6, kind of trying to build in through the Boston area, but not necessarily as intense the farther south and east that you go as it is, let's say, for the deep interior. A little bit more granular look. You can see the showers expanding out of northern Vermont, northwestern New Hampshire, coming into western portions of New England during the course of the early to mid-afternoon, swinging to the east, another round that may try and develop behind the first as it's a slow-moving front and a lot of humidity in place. When you start to get to 9:30 or 10 o'clock this evening, things begin to fizzle. So most of your severe weather threat is, let's say, between about 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. with that damaging wind threat, perhaps some large hail, torrential rain that could result and a little bit of flash flooding in spots, believe it or not. Even though we've been so dry, if it comes too fast, the drainage just can't handle it, right? I think tomorrow morning there's no severe threat, but there is going to be some showers and rain left over. What about for the Patriots game? It looks like by the time we get to midday into the early afternoon, a lot of that is really starting to fizzle. That's the plan. Again, if it changes dramatically, we'll give you a new video. But either way, use our app to stay on top of that. You can set that for Gillette. You can set it for any place across New England you're going to be. High temperature Sunday, running about 70 or so, so it's a good deal cooler. It's definitely less humid. A little humid in the morning on the islands. And then Sunday night, you're down to the 40s and 50s. And Monday, really comfortable, some high-altitude cirrus clouds, those high wispy ones across southeastern portions of New England. If you want to support us, we always appreciate that. A lot of you are membership.onedegreeoutside.com. And if you want to grab the gear, swag.onedegreeoutside.com. That's how it looks for now. Stay safe today. Keep our notifications on in the app. Certainly, we will let you know if there's something brewing. And again, if it's a big thing, we'll go up and we'll stream as well on that streaming network. Look forward to seeing you later.